Coach, you told us Garrett Green brought a different dynamic to their offense. How do you feel like your defense handled him?
And not very good. Right now, everything has to be perfect for us to make a play, and it's not going to be perfect, so we got a lot to improve.
I know on the other side of the ball, your offense able to score at will. What's clicked for them that has to continue?
I think there's a confidence. I think guys believe in the play call, and they believe in each other, and so they're expecting good things to happen.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
His professorial look of Dave Aranda unchanged there, even in a fireworks-filled first half. Neil Brown got the late touchdown to make it a 7-point game at the half. Baylor up 7, they'll get the football. Let's get you to the studio. Busy day of football. To Kevin and Trevor in the studio.
Mike, 63 points and nearly 700 yards of offense in the first half. What a game. Welcome to the Principal Halftime Report. Clemson and Pitt. Trevor, on a day the Tigers struggled to run it. Cade Klubnik for the win.
Yeah, a minute and a half to go. Clemson was averaging 1 foot per carry, 0.3 yards, and then Klubnik busts off a 50-yard run for the game winner.
Clemson gets to 8-2, still very much in the ACC picture, 24-20 the final. Boston College in Dallas taking on SMU. This is Kevin Jennings on the play action of Roderick Daniels.
Yeah, this offense started out fast. I mean, the burst and the speed was evident of the SMU offense.
BC with a new quarterback this week. Thomas Castellanos no longer with the program. Grayson James gives it to Kyle Robichaux.
But James, last week when he came in for Castellanos against Syracuse, was 99.7 QBR. He's continuing that today.
The Mustangs can score in a hurry. That's Brashard Smith.
They do, and they're getting some touchdowns, but there were a couple of drives that ended in field goals or missed field goals, and that matters.
Touchdown strike there. James to Kamari Morales, and then Trevor, just moments ago, he does it with his feet.
Yeah, he has been fantastic in relief of Castellanos. Really not in relief, but in place of Castellanos. People thought he as the backup wouldn't do well. He's been a huge upgrade.
Problem is, less than 90 seconds of game time later, Kevin Jennings to Jordan Hudson.
Jennings only has one run in this game, but he's already got about 250 yards through the air.
28-21, the Mustangs in front over on ESPN. Colorado controls its destiny in the Big 12. Wacky play here. Isaac Wilson to Munir McClain, but Colton Hood's going to knock it out into the hands of Travis Hunter.
Yeah, and Travis Hunter, the beneficiary of that, but he was converging on the ball. He saw the quarterback where he threw it, and he started to converge, which is why he was in position.
His third interception of the year. He had 5 catches, including this spectacular grab.
This is awesome. He'll go up in the air, and when he comes down, he looks like a 4-year-old tossed a frog in the air, but he finishes it.
And then Hunter, Trevor, this is his first career rushing touchdown.
Yeah, Utah's got him penned up, bottled up. No way he's able to get it. Oh, no, actually he does.
It's the Buffs' best 10-game start since 2016. And for Travis Hunter, few two-way threats have been as productive. 3 interceptions to go with 9 touchdown catches. He's the only player since 1996 with multiple 5 touchdown and 3 interception seasons. Welcome in the Principal Halftime Report. Trevor, what is the significance of that Colorado win?
Well, it puts them a step closer to the Big 12 championship game with 2 losses. Now, keep this in mind that if Colorado's able to win out, they'll have a win over probably a highly ranked BYU team in the conference championship game, and that will put them in position to maybe make the playoff depending on what happens in the American Athletic Conference behind them.
Of course, BYU undefeated, and in action later tonight, the late game on ESPN against the Kansas Jayhawks. Ton of football still to be played. When we come back, we'll run through the rest of the afternoon, including Ohio State in an unfamiliar setting, needing to come from behind. And how about that Texas victory? You'll see it next.
This halftime report is presented by Principal. Let's build a retirement and benefits plan that works for your team. Welcome back to the Principal Halftime Report.
Trevor Maddich, Kevin Connors, one of 2 ranked matchups in college football this week, Missouri and South Carolina. Brady Hook to Theo Weiss for 23 yards.
Big passes to Weiss like this are what led to both of Missouri's field goals.
But South Carolina would answer behind Lenora Sellers to Joshua Simon with a big chunk.
Yeah, big chunk. And both sides need chunks in order to get into scoring range because both defenses are playing at a very high level.
It feels like this South Carolina team has really come on over the last few weeks.
They have, and they're ranked, and so they've been rewarded by the committee for it.
Sellers to Nick Harbor, 26 yards, and then Sellers one more time to Joshua Simon.
Lenora Sellers has been one of the quietly better quarterbacks in the SEC, dual threat, but his arm has been much better than people give him credit for.
Gamecocks trying to get to 7-3, a 21-6 halftime lead. Jalen Milroe, 2 touchdown passes, had a touchdown run. Ryan Williams had a receiving touchdown and a run.
Yeah, the offense is doing whatever they want to do. The thing about Alabama, though, is that the defense is peaking at the right time with Oklahoma and Auburn coming up to finish the regular season.
Alabama lurking in the picture there. Meantime, LSU in Florida. DJ Lagway getting the start, hooking up here with Elijah Badger.
Strangely enough, it is Lagway and the Florida passing attack that had most of the big plays early in this game down the field.
But LSU would even the score up behind Garrett Nussmeier and Aaron Anderson.
Yeah, Nussmeier, you couldn't hold him down for too long. He was hit as he threw, and that was an absolute dime when he took a defender to the face.
LSU has just kicked a field goal. They lead it 13-10. Texas still has to host Kentucky and go to A&M, but they survived Arkansas today.
They did midway through the fourth quarter. This is only their second touchdown of the game. That's the only 2 times, first quarter, fourth quarter, that they reached pay dirt. So they weren't very explosive today.
In a 20-10 victory. Meantime, Ohio State, Trevor, playing at Wrigley Field against Northwestern. They fell behind early, but they're 35-1 in the last 36 meetings with the Cats.
Will Howard, a quarterback, was fantastic in this game. He kept connecting over and over again to different receivers down the field.
Buckeyes get to 9-1 with a 31-7 win, and game day is headed to the Shoe, Columbus, Ohio, next week, leading up to the big matchup between the Hoosiers and Ohio State. Penn State and Purdue. Nittany Lions trying to get to 9-1. They go 61 yards on the opening drive. Katron Allen the touchdown.
Yeah, and throwing the ball to him is important because, once again, the running backs are struggling to gain a whole lot of yards.
Right. In fact, sometimes they go to the ground to Tyler Warren, this time through the air.
Yeah, well, Tyler Warren is their leading rusher in this game, just like he was against the Ohio State Buckeyes. And I'm a little worried that the tight end keeps being the leading rusher for this team.
35-3, Penn State comfortably in control. As is the case for Notre Dame. And Trevor, Jeremiah Love and that Irish offense has been dominant again.
They are. They're dominating on the offensive line, and that's important because, remember, early in the season, opening game against A&M, the Notre Dame offensive line had a combined 6 starts. They keep growing week after week after week.
And the defense has been suffocating as well. Not a ton of defense in this one. Josh Cameron, the touchdown for Baylor.
This halftime report is presented by Principal. Let's build a retirement and benefits plan that works for your team.
Kevin and Trevor back with you. Dominant performance by Darian Mensah and Tulane on the road today, and they wrapped up the trip to the American Championship.
Yeah, and this is kind of weird because Navy did not expect Mensah to run. He had 26 rushing yards on the season entering this game, 57 yards on the ground against Navy.
It'll be Tulane versus Army for the American Championship in December. Meantime, under the lights tonight inside Sanford Stadium, a Tennessee football team that wants to run the football. They lead the SEC in rushing. Dylan Sampson, the best individual rusher in the SEC. Carson Beck for Georgia has to take care of the football.
That's right. Under pressure, he's not been good. Remember, QBR, quarterback rating, 100 is perfect, 50 is average. Under pressure, Beck is 4. And so you know that Tennessee's great defensive front is going to pressure him, but he won't get a whole lot of help from his running game, most likely because of injuries in the Georgia running back room. The starting running back, Trevor Etienne, is injured, will not play. Freshman Nate Frazier will have to carry the load again. The Tennessee defense can do everything to Georgia that Ole Miss did to them last week, which is to say, stop the run, then get after the quarterback.
Beck leads the SEC with 12 interceptions. By the way, according to the All-State playoff predictor, Georgia can still lose and have a 46% chance of making the playoff. Your second half is coming up right after this.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Sling. You're watching the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. On a chilly mid-November Saturday, week 12 in college football. And how about this? The highest scoring power conference against power conference first half that we have had the entire season. So welcome back. You made a smart decision. Kirk Morrison,
Yes.
Mike Monaco with you, Don Davenport down at field level. And is anybody going to play defense in the second half?
Well, if you're looking for defense, probably just close your eyes because you won't see it. Just wait, just wait. There will be defense played tonight, I promise you. Well, it may be whoever just punts the least amount tonight. That's what it's going to come down to. Right now, both offenses are clicking. They're going on all cylinders. You got one side of it with Baylor and Sawyer Robertson and Bryson Washington. On the opposite side, Garrett Green returns to the lineup. He's been outstanding. To me, Mike, it just comes down to almost who has the ball last is going to win this game.
Highlights to choose from in the first half.
Yeah, well, if you start with Baylor, it started with Sawyer Robertson, the quarterback. He started his game off, Mike, I believe, 13 of 13, 12 of 12. He was on fire. And then Bryson Washington, the running back, he got going as well. So the offense was the two stars going into the game are being stars tonight so far. The rushing attack, the throwing attack, Sawyer, Bryson all day for the Bears.
As